It's obvious that you listen to this show to hear about and support other people's dreams. But what about yours? What is your dream project? I'm here to help you break through whatever is in the way of your dreams and get you to the finish line. Go to dreamingbigcoaching.com today and take the first step. Literally, it's a button you can click to sign up for a free consultation with me. Let's find out if I can help you reach your goal. Click on Take the First Step. It's that simple to start the rest of your life. Get coached by Rob Southgate at dreamingbigcoaching.com. Look, we're all nerds here. Todd Stashwick's Nerd Circus is a great place to pick up nerdy paraphernalia and groovy wares. How about some sweet lava lamp dice? Or maybe a funky 70s Rec Room Nerd Circus dice box? Does that do anything for you? Need a drink? What about the book Mystic Libations? Critical cocktails for the thirsty adventurer. Look, Todd Stashwick's Nerd Circus is the place for nerdy threads, cool tabletop gifts, and more. Go to thenerdcircus.com and check out the cool stuff. Oh yeah, and let them know the TTRPG Insider sent you. Welcome back to Tour de Cons. I'm Rob Southgate, your host. Tour de Cons features interviews and panels from and about the coolest pop culture conventions on the planet. You can follow Tour de Cons on Facebook by searching for Tour de Cons Podcast. I plan to add other social media, but for now, that's the best place. You can send me an email directly to rob@smgpods.com as well. If you or anyone you know has a crowdfunding effort, about to launch, or currently going, send them my way. I have another podcast called Go Fund This, where I interview people with crowdfunding campaigns for comics, tabletop games, films, and really anything creative. And if you're a con goer, you should check out my other two related shows, TTRPG Insider and Alley Chats. There are so many fun interviews on these shows, your geek heart will thank you. I love to share cool projects and to help people reach their goals. If you have a guest suggestion, you can connect with me through email directly at gofundthis@smgpods.com or through rob@smgpods.com. Today's guest is Carl Doninger from Indy Pop Con and the newly minted Louisville Pop Con. Carl, welcome to Tour de Cons. I can't believe, of all people, that this is the first time I'm having you on.
Hey, well, I'm still happy to be here.
I've had a relationship with you for years now because of Indy Pop Con. In fact, you and I were just reminiscing. The first time we met was we were doing Indianapolis Comic Con, and you had a booth, and you were like, "Hey, I saw your panel. You guys are great. Could you come to Indy Pop Con?" And we're like, "What's that?" And now we know.
Still get that. What's that?
Not in our house. You are a daily conversation around here. So you expanded this year. I should start off by saying this is Carl Doninger. Carl, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and then we're going to talk about the cons.
Born and raised Indiana. No apologies. Went to Indiana University. I happen to be wearing that shirt today. I'm usually completely decked out of PopCon stuff because that's 90% of my wardrobe anymore.
Right.
But I'm a computer geek, business school grad, Eagle Scout, all those crazy geeky things that you can possibly do in life. Did the computer industry for many years. Event management fell in my lap, and now 10 years later, I'm running two huge pop culture cons. So,
I love it. I love it. You know, everything you said gets me going. It's just fantastic. Now, you got a business degree. Before we get into this, now we got to talk about that because
Sure.
I'm a business nerd too. If you haven't been able to figure that one out, what'd you get? Did you get an MBA?
I have not. No.
What'd you get?
It was computer information systems, which is akin to informatics now. So it was as geeky as you could get in the mid-90s as far as computers went. So that was a while ago, 30 years now almost. And so computer information systems was the degree through the Kelley School of Business.
Fantastic.
Before it was called the Kelly School of Business. It was just the business school back then.
All right. All right. You should be wearing a shirt that says business school.
Yeah.
And then people go, yeah, business school. Sure, Carl. Sure.
Well, I was a manager for the IU basketball team, and I'm a Big Ten champion, and I've been to the Final Four. So that's
hey,
where that shirt came from. So
wait, you played basketball?
Kind of. I would have been good enough for a crappy Division I team or Division II good academic school.
As somebody who was absolutely horrible at basketball, I salute you. I would have looked up to you. I'm the worst.
I'm 6'2", so I'm right in the cusp of as short as you can be these days.
Right.
But my hands are baby hands. They're tiny, comparatively speaking.
Right. Palm of a basketball is not happening.
Compared to modern human beings, my hands are tiny. So I was never, ever going to be able to handle the ball the way even an average person can today.
All right.
Yeah. So I was a manager.
This might be the first time I've done.
I could still beat them at jump shooting and all that fun stuff. But
see, well, I mean, Steve Kerr did it for the Bulls. Look at that. I just made a basketball reference. First time in 10 years of my network, I think, that I've talked sports. You brought it out of me, Carl. But nerdy stuff, I've talked a lot. So you're running 2 cons now. It's Pop Con. We already said that. You've got Indy Pop Con, which is the one that we've been to a number of times. I talk about all the time. But now you've got a new one.
Yeah.
First time you're breaking the seal on Louisville.
Yeah. It fell in our
say it right. Louisville.
Well, yeah. There's so many different pronunciations of it. So you live in Illinois, right?
Yes, right.
That drives me nuts too. So being in the Midwest, we know how to pronounce Midwest things like Eau Claire and Terre Haute and
right.
But the
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. Yeah. So, it kind of fell in our lap. So Louisville had no significant pop culture show, and it's a pretty big metro area. I think there's 700,000 people. So it fell in our lap, and it's a huge, nice convention center, and it's right next to the airport. So driving the celebrities across the road is going to be very easy, and it's going to be pretty cool. We had done one back in 2018 up in Fort Wayne, and that was a miniature Pop Con, just to try out that model. And we didn't fit into their schedule again in 2019, and then 2020 happened.
Right.
Just leave that at that. But Louisville is the whole shebang. We're rolling out the whole red carpet. So everything that PopCon does is going to be in Louisville.
Fantastic. Let's talk dates. Louisville is June 16th through 18th.
So depending on when you're listening to this, it's now.
Yeah, no. They're going to hear this immediately. So I want this to get out there right away. And then Indy Pop Con is August 25th through 27th. So we are still at the beginning of June. So it's like not next weekend, but the following weekend, I think, is when Louisville happens. Yep. So everybody can jump in on that. Go to this con, show it support, show it love. I'm a big fan of Indy Pop Con. I am really, really disappointed I can't go to Louisville this year. But you already know it's on my calendar for next year, and there has to be some kind of act of God to stop me from going next time. So,
all right. Me too.
So we're there. Yeah, right. You too. All right. So, okay. What makes unique, or what a weird way to say it. What makes PopCon unique? There we go. I found a way to ask that question.
I apologize to any of your listeners for this statement, because I'm guessing that this is a much more heavy con crowd than other shows that I've been on. But my quick elevator pitch is: picture in your head a comic book convention, and now picture yourself actually having fun at that event, and that is PopCon.
You know, as somebody who's been a bunch of times, I would say fun is your word. I mean, it really is. You try on every level to make it fun. And one thing that as soon as you said that no one else would know, even at the end of the event, when I could barely walk, and I'm all crabby. I turn into crabby Rob. Up comes Carl on his little cart, smiling and beaming. Hey, guys, you stood there and talked to us for 20 minutes. You're just happy because you're having fun.
Yeah, I can't turn off until Tuesday, pretty much, and then I'm gone. I'm done for the rest of the week. So I'm in bed the rest of the time because I'm exhausted. But yeah, it's anyone that's been to events like ours, you go in, you beeline it for a celebrity, and you stand in their line, you get their autograph, you may go get their photo op, and then you walk through the vendor hall and you leave. That is the polar opposite of what we're trying to do at PopCon.
Right.
We have a very interactive vendor floor where you can't really walk 10 feet without saying, oh, that's cool, or hey, I want to participate in that. We have we have dozens of celebrities at all our events, so we still tick that box. But we will have laser tag, escape rooms, tabletop board gaming, video gaming. In Indianapolis, we have an international film festival. We have podcast awards. We have live podcasts at both of them. This year, we're adding evening parties with DJs and rock bands and the whole nine yards. We're going to have drag show because it's Pride Weekend in Louisville on Friday night and the 16th. And there's just you can't. We have Nerf battles. I forgot about that. We have a kid zone where they can actually learn how to podcast on real podcasting equipment this year.
Those poor parents, because I know where that leads, and that means they never leave the basement.
But they know where they are then, I guess. Yeah. Take it. Yeah. At least take it to the garage so you're out. Of course,
they're 54 and they're still in the basement, but you know where they are. No more tracking my iPhone. Oh, they're in the basement still.
Right. But yeah, there's just going to be lots of opportunities. We have more artists than most street art festivals. We have amazing vendors from all over the country at both shows selling everything from here to Timbuktu. So there's a palpable feel at PopCon that most other events don't capture, and a lot of that is to do with the people just the attendees. They're just good family friend groups that come every year and just have a fantastic time. They treat PopCon like an annual reunion, and it's just there's just everyone's so kind to everyone else. We have some of the best cosplay in the country every year. It continues to blow me away. Even from year one, we had a 18-foot tall Canadian Yeti cosplay. Like, it was huge. But
that's the best.
But it continues to blow me away, the level of cosplay that comes in. But the attendees of course, the cosplay sticks out like a sore thumb, but you don't have to come in cosplay because the vast majority of people are not in cosplay. You just see the ones that are very clearly.
Right.
Don't feel pressure. Just come as you are. Come in your Sunday clothes and comfortable shoes, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, and I will say that was something going to PopCon and being part of that group. One thing that really strikes me is the level of, I'm searching for my words here. I don't want to say commitment to the con, but passion for the con. So, like, I'm friends with KJ McGlynn, who's KJ on the Air. KJ, when I first had her at Indy Pop Con, was just excited to go. She had this nerdy radio show or whatever. She's like, oh, you're going to have me on this podcast marathon? And oh, that's fun. Now I see she's like super active with PopCon. Rachel Friend from Five-ish Fangirls, super active with PopCon.
She started her own social media company, and she is our social media manager now.
Oh, yeah. KJ is?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? So KJ is actually in, I think, my new book. I don't think she was in the first book. I think she's in the second book, Pod Life. So yeah, I didn't know she was doing that. I knew that she had a paranormal show, and I was about to write to her when we were done today because I thought of her and I was like, oh, I have a super secret paranormal project.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring a little paranormal to PopCon, I think in Indy. Get ready, Carl. We're going to
Yeah.
expand your universe with some paranormal.
Well, yeah. Well,
Uh,
we added horror, so that's at least somewhere on the spectrum of paranormal.
yeah, well, I'm going to bring the horror too. I got lots of things for you, Carl, because it all has synergy. And I think that's where it comes down to it for PopCon. You're always open to the synergy of things. More than a lot of the conventions that I see, like they're a little later in the game. Oh, TTRPG is popular. Let's give them a booth. You're like, oh no, it's popular. It's cool. Let's give them a room. Let's give a few tables. Let's get some people interested in this. Paranormal. Yeah, there's a synergy between that and horror and fantasy and sci-fi. And why is that not here? X-Files was popular. Like you get that. And I think that's the flavor that I get when I'm there. And it does feel like old home week, Hi there, I'm Rob Southgate and host of this show. This is the trailer for TTRPG Insider, a podcast about, you guessed it, tabletop role-playing games. Actually, it's more specifically about the amazing people that create TTRPGs. Each episode, I'll interview someone who is involved in making the games that we all love to play. You'll hear from world builders, artists, musicians, writers, marketers, people that run the Discord, and really just anyone involved behind the scenes. And this isn't just a promo show talking about how great their games are. I want to hear their stories. How they got to where they are, what's their history with gaming, any tips they can give, and hopefully some fun stories about their lives. So, let's make this official. Welcome to the TTRPG Insider Podcast. TTRPG Insider is a celebration of an industry that I love. I started this show so I would have a chance to talk with the people that you might meet at a convention if you're lucky enough. So grab your dice, throw on some headphones, and come with me on this journey. Oh yeah, make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you listen to podcasts to hear our first episode when it drops this week. I have incredible memories. My podcast network, the people I work with, where we performed at PopCon or we just walked around and truthfully, I've picked up so many people as either podcasters or fans or like people that now I realize as I'm talking, oh, they're friends that I met there the first time was PopCon. Like that's what you want. You want that kind of social reach. And I think you achieve it. And you're an unabashed nerd too. I can tell by looking around your office there. So what was your entry point? Yeah. Hello, Kirk.
This was my entry point.
Star Trek?
Original Star Trek. Absolutely.
Yeah. You're a big original series guy, huh?
Well, I like it all, but yeah, well, I mean, I'm old enough that it was in the first round of reruns when I was born. So yeah.
Sunday mornings, my dad watched it every Sunday, and I'd sit there watching, thinking, "Why doesn't all TV look like this?" And then what was it? In Search of, the one with Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, Spock's on another show, and then I became addicted to that, which is where the paranormal addiction came in. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. 1999, and then when I was 5,
Star Wars. Martin Landau, come on.
Yeah.
He's an entry point too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you said Space 1999. I cut you off. What else?
Oh, well, but then when I was 5, that's when Star Wars came out, and that just changed the entire pop culture landscape forever.
Yeah. I was 9, so I'm a little older than you. In fact, happy 50th birthday. I know how old you are. But yeah, Star Wars was, I remember Kevin Smith said one time that it was our generation's Vietnam, which is just an awful joke. But at the same time, he's right. It changed everything.
Everything.
And I'll tell you a sidebar on that. I actually just referred a bunch of people to Indy Pop Con. I've been selling off some of my old Star Wars toys, just trying to thin the herd here. And I keep getting these guys that come over, and I don't like flippers. I like people that are like, this is going on my shelf. And then they send me pictures of it on their shelf. And I keep telling them, like, you got to go to Indy Pop Con. You got to check this out. It's your people. And they all have the same stories. I was 8. I was 5. Star Wars came out, and everything else went out the window because my imagination blew up.
Yeah.
I know people that books have done that. We're talking to my daughter the other day about, like, who have you read the most of? And right away I said Stephen King, and I realized, yeah, because I found Stephen King early in high school, and I read every word I could get my hands on. And that caused this chain reaction. If you look at my bookshelves, it's horror, fantasy, all this genre stuff, and then nerdy business books. It is. Oh, speaking of original series, Carl, you ever seen this?
I have read it.
Have you? I haven't read it yet. I just got it. I didn't know somebody wrote a sequel to Star Trek: The Motion Picture. My friend told me it's great, so I'm awfully excited.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about, we're going to split it into two. What are some of the features at Louisville? Who's coming? What celebrities? What are some of the highlights?
So yeah, I brought up my cheat sheet because we've got so much going on. So we've got we'll just go through it real quick. So we've got Ross Marquand and Cooper Anderson coming from The Walking Dead, and then individually Ross is a whole lot of things in Marvel, and then Cooper was in Shazam recently as the adoptive dad. So he was actually in the second movie quite a bit. We've got Yannick Truesdale and Scott Patterson. Why am I not finding him on my list? There he is. But they're both from Gilmore Girls. So there's we're expecting a huge Gilmore Girls fan group coming out for PopCon this year. We've got Emily Swallow, who could literally be the Mandalorian for as important as her character is.
Oh, yes.
In the Mandalorian coming out. We've got Michael Copon, Power Ranger. We've got Kyle Hebert, who is Dragon Ball and Street Fighter and Bleach and a whole bunch of anime.
Yeah, you've got a lot of anime coming to this. I see that.
We always do because that's what we keep getting asked to bring. Honestly,
it's super popular, and that's another. You follow that lead.
The voice actors are very, very good with their fans, like insanely good with their fans. So they're part of that field that I'm talking about at PopCon. You can just see they're genuinely excited to meet their fans, and that's worth every penny of flying them in. But that's also, so we've got Erica Harlocker and Alexis Tipton and Brandon McGinnis and Todd Habercorn, who's major first party voices. So Justin Cook, J. Michael Tatum, Brittany Karbowski, Chris Weekamp. But then we've also got
you're about to say two of mine. I have a feeling that I'm like,
we're getting there.
Dying about. Okay.
But Dante Bosco, who has crossed from in person with Hook. He was
Rufio.
Rufio, thank you.
Yep.
Rufio from Hook, which is, of course, fan favorite from the movie. But he's also in Avatar: The Last Airbender as one of the main characters. So that's generally one of the favorites. I mean, everybody that has ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender absolutely loves that show.
Right. He was also in.
I don't know if this is.
I just saw it on here. He was also in But I'm a Cheerleader, which we just watched on our deck last summer. Which is one of those that a lot of people haven't seen. They totally should. Great movie. I mean, it's Natasha Lyonne, 5 stars.
But then we have the amazing duo, and I don't know if this is who you're talking about, but we've got Roger Clark and
yes,
coming.
Roger Clark.
Yeah,
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, they're video game voice actors. They were the main protagonists from both Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. But when they're together, I mean, they have their own huge followings. So
yes.
When we can get them together, they're so fun together. It is fantastic. And
yeah, it's Rob Whitehoff, right? Is that how you say his name?
Weedoff, I believe.
Weedoff, Rob Weedoff, and Roger Clark.
It's like Illinois. So,
yeah.
I've actually his grandfather is a grandfather, great uncle. I can't remember. Somebody closely related to him was also on the IU basketball team. So I took him to an IU basketball game this season, and it was so much fun. So we've kind of become good acquaintances on the side. He's fantastic. He just lives an hour south of me. So
these are the two. There's a lot of great people on here, but these are the two because I do voice work, and I love those games, and those two voices. I'm always like, God damn, I want to be in these games. I want to act with these two guys.
Yeah,
they're amazing, amazing. So what a catch you have there.
We may even have a couple. Oh, we have Mig Chin coming in, who is comic genius.
Oh,
Comic
Ming
book.
is awesome. I know Ming, and he's the best. In fact, that was one of them that hurt too, because he was just here. I think at C2E2. We were writing back and forth, and we never met up. Then I saw he was going to be at Louisville. I'm like, oh, I'll be able to hang out with Ming. Maybe we'll go out to dinner or something. I can't go. So
Well,
yeah, you're killing me
oh,
here.
he may surprise us and come back in August. We're those are discussions being had. So we'll see.
Maybe I'll give a gentle push on my end.
We also have Tiffany Rice coming in, who is the spirit medium, and she has a separate performance that you can buy into. It's not expensive, and you just get in, and you may be able to since we're talking paranormal, but you may be able to uh, chat with some relatives again. So it's pretty neat process that she's got going on there. So
Maybe
yeah,
she can tell what's going to happen in the new Spider-Man movie that comes out next summer. So look in your
I
future.
know,
Who dies?
right. So I know we're only 11 days out, something ridiculous. But we may even still we're working on two more celebrities right now for last minute
Fantastic.
additions. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's we love our lineup, and you can't have an event like ours without the celebrities. So come in and meet them, because they would love to meet you and get their autograph, get a professional photo op with them. But then when you're done in the lines, go have some fun, and with your smile on your face, you've got your photo, and yeah, PopCon's so much fun for that. Absolutely.
All right. Now we're going to talk Indiana.
Yep.
Who you got coming to Indy?
We have
Maybe Ming Chen.
yeah, right. We have Naruto herself, Maylee Flanagan coming in. We have two Guardians of the Galaxy coming in with Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn.
Michael Rooker is the greatest live. If
Yeah.
you've
Oh,
not
yeah.
seen him at a panel, he is the best. That's a great catch.
Oh, no doubt. So, but yeah, we're super excited about having those two. But then Michael's also from Walking Dead and a whole
Yep.
bunch of other properties. Mallrats, I think he was in
Yep.
Mallrats
Yep.
even.
And Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah. We've got
Kids, don't watch that one alone.
we've
Oof.
got we've got Michelle Gomez coming in, who is in the new Sabrina show as the principal and then Baddie. She's
She's the
also
master from those
master
Doctor
from
Who.
Doctor Who. Yeah,
She's a family favorite of ours.
oh, 100%.
Oh,
Super
she was on
excited.
Doom Patrol too, wasn't she?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Doom Patrol's awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
she's a big get.
we've got Jason Faunt coming in. He is from Power Rangers Time Force. I hate to do a denouement here, but we had Jason David Frank coming to Indy
Sure.
this year, and go hug your loved ones, folks.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and
But
he was always such a good guest at things too.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, that's a
Super
rough
duper
one.
fan favorite when he was in 2019, I believe, when we had him last. We had a walk up Make-A-Wish kid, and he took care of them. So
Nice.
this person drove from I don't remember where in the United States, knowing that Jason David Frank was going to be at PopCon that year, and he did everything that they wanted him to do, and it was so sweet, so sweet. We've also got Tracy Lynn Cruz coming in. She's from Power Rangers in Space. So we can't we got last year was the first year that we didn't have a single Power Ranger, and we got a lot of heck raised on us for not having at least a Power Ranger. So I don't know that we're ever gonna have a show that doesn't have a Power Ranger anymore. We've got James Marsters coming from Buffy
Yes.
Fire Slayer. He's also from the Dragon Ball, terrible Dragon Ball movie. No offense, James, it wasn't your fault. But the live action movie, and yeah, so that's a lot of fun. But James Marsters is a fan favorite too. He's also in Angel, obviously too. We have the incomparable Patrick Warburton coming.
That is when you have him listed first, hell right you have him listed first. We actually named our cat Putty after his character from Seinfeld.
That's awesome.
He's amazing.
Absolutely is. You can close your eyes, hear his voice, know exactly who it is.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
And then we have Tiffany Rice coming back to Spirit Medium. Super excited.
Great.
We have several anime folks coming in. So we've got Kyle Phillips, Sunny Strait, Amber Lee Connors, Dawn Bennett, Felicia Angel, Tia Ballard. They are all in so many properties from My Hero Academia, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, Fairy Tale. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff.
Just
Genshin
tons of
Impact
stuff. Yeah.
a big one. We're bringing in. We'll have more of one of our niches that we haven't really talked about, but we bring in internet talent. That's been one of PopCon's specialties that a lot of other events don't touch on, with YouTubers now, TikTokers, Twitch streamers. We're going to have several coming in. We don't have all their signatures back yet. But we have some fan favorites coming in from our past, I should say. But we have one new one, Freckled Zelda. If anybody that watched America's Got Talent, she was the one that came out dressed full elf, playing an ocarina, and she has one of the most beautiful singing voices that you will ever have heard. Only America's Got Talent can find this person and give them the stage. And she did fantastically. She now has, I think, 8 million TikTok followers. She just started a YouTube. So for those of you out there like me that have a YouTube channel, she went from no followers, and then now maybe 6 months later, she's already broken 1 million.
Wow.
I'm so envious, but she is super talented.
Me too.
She's likely going to perform at PopCon for no additional fee.
Wow.
So it's something really special. So and then we have more people to announce. So the Indy is still in active recruiting phase. So
you need to go to popcon.us, and you can click on Indiana PopCon. You can click on Louisville and get the updates. You can purchase your tickets right there. I will put all this in the show notes. If you see Carl, go up and give him a high five, or if you don't want to, touch Concrud hands, you guys can elbow it or wave, give a Vulcan wave. Carl would appreciate it. But he'll be on his little scooter, as I'm sure he will, or his little cart.
Probably not.
No, not this time.
We banned our own carts being on carpet during show hours, just because some people were being a little too reckless, and so we just don't do that anymore.
Was it you,
no.
Carl? No. Okay. So you follow the rules. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. After hours, maybe, but not during. All right. Well, that's great. Carl, thank you so much for being on. I cannot encourage people enough to go to PopCon. It's awesome. Let's fill up Louisville. It's a new con. Let's give them some support. And if you have suggestions on guests that you think would be awesome or categories, send it right to Carl. He's interested.
One last note, I just remembered that I forgot. We're bringing in 4 world-class magicians into Louisville, that 3 of which I believe have been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us.
Oh, that's a big one too.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing one main stage performance, but they're also going to be doing little $10 shows that you can go in and be small group.
Yeah, like close-up magic and do magic. Wow, that is really cool.
Really special. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Once again, Indy Pop Con, Louisville Pop Con. Go to it, follow the links in the show notes, and reach out to Carl if you have questions or guest suggestions. He is open to it.
Yes,
thanks,
absolutely.
Carl. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Carl, for sharing all the great info about the PopCon events. While I can't make this year's Louisville show, you will be able to find me at Indy Pop Con. I truly can't wait to meet up again. For those of you listening, follow my social media. I'll be sure to update you where I'm at and where you can find me. You can find links to Louisville Pop Con and Indy Pop Con, as well as any other links we discussed, in the show notes. If you or anyone you know wants to guest on Tour de Cons, send them my way. You can connect with me through the Tour de Cons Facebook page or via email directly at rob@smgpods.com. Tour de Cons is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted, edited, and produced by me, Rob Southgate. Thanks so much for listening to Tour de Cons.